Detroit every time I'm in front of a camera. Pop G's, spark trees, out of drop V. Bit, better bust up and get this money. Rep Detroit every time I'm in front of a camera. Better bust up and get this money.
Pistons fans, what's going on? It's your boy King, man. I want to come and chat with you guys. Let's have a conversation about, something that I think is very important when it comes to our team. Obviously, I didn't really get a chance to do a full review for y'all last night, so I will, take a look into that. It kind of ties into this topic. Does the Detroit Pistons have somewhat of a big three? We know the situation in the beginning of the season where, guys just didn't really have an opportunity to play with each other, to gel, to mesh with each other. And basketball was absolutely terrible throughout that period because of the injuries and the COVID situation. Everybody had a slow start. You got guys like Saddiq Bey, who was definitely struggling with shooting. Spent the summer working on his game as far as attacking the basket, dribbling, post moves. So you kind of got to expect him to take a step back as far as his shooting. But shooters shoot and they always come back around, and that's exactly what he's done. So that little small part of that slump that he was dealing with, I never had a problem with, Saddiq Bey having those struggles, even though a lot of people turned on him quickly. They turned on Isaiah Stewart. They turned on Jeremy Grant. We all know how this fan base is, man. It's very, very fake fan base. That's no insult to anybody personal, but we fake. But, like I said, we just got to look at the situation overall. So we fast forward into now, right before the All-Star break and then after the All-Star break. When we look at this team finally has the opportunity to play. Bagley is playing, by the way, tonight in Indiana. Just want to say that before I forgot. But when we look at this team, man, and them finally having the opportunity to play together, Killian Hayes being put in a better position on the bench with the second unit, him, Diallo, Bagley. Even though we only seen him a couple of games, we get to see him again tonight. They're learning how to play with each other. This question came up about Jeremy Grant and Saddiq Bey being on the court together. And some people just took it and ran with it. They actually started believing that these two couldn't play together. And it's the reason why I never commented on it. I never commented on it and said that they could not play together because I knew it was absolute bullshit from the beginning. Excuse my language. But for some reason, fans just love to find something to talk about. When your team's not playing well, you want to pick everything apart. You know what I'm saying? And it was a part of the reason why I said with the Jeremy Grant situation at the trade deadline, if they trade him, fine. If they don't trade him, I'm with it too. And, I said it's all been up to Troy Weaver and what he plans to do with the future. So them not trading him at the deadline was not the worst thing in the world because he'll still have some value, especially with aspiring contracts. So, like I said, that's another topic. The topic is these three. Do we have a semi-big three with Cade Cunningham, Saddiq Bey, Jeremy Grant? They definitely been proving a lot of the doubters wrong. All three of them can definitely coexist and still get their own. But, like I said, Jeremy Grant has changed his way of playing. I'm not even going to say he's changed his way of playing. I don't think he's changed his way of playing. I think with the other guys finally, getting things together, they're not looking to the veteran who was Jeremy Grant, who did have something going in the beginning of the season before he went out. And they're not just passing him the ball and watching. They're not running Blake ball with, Jeremy Grant at this point simply because guys have got themselves going. So Jeremy Grant going out, with the COVID situation and the thumb injury, that was a blessing in disguise, especially for Saddiq Bey because it helped him get himself going. So, now you look at it, just for instance, game last night, 26 from Jeremy Grant, 23 from Saddiq Bey, 22 from Cade Cunningham. Your whole starting lineup, plus side of the plus minus, man. Cade still managed to get 12 rebounds. Saddiq Bey still managed to get 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Jeremy Grant, 4 assists. This, like I said, it's been 3 and 4 assists for Jeremy Grant. And that's why I said he's fitting even better right now with these guys having that experience and playing with each other, because, assists at one point was a cuss word to Jeremy Grant because he literally was just shooting the ball because guys didn't want to shoot the ball. Now guys are feeding off of him as well, and it just looks so much better out there. We're seeing so much better basketball. That competitive team we had last year that used to always be within 3 or 5 points in a lot of games, they're actually figuring out how to win some of these games now. You know what I'm saying? That's what we expected at the beginning of the season. But like I said, wrench got through in the system, didn't work out this way. And of course the fan base is they're quick to be traitors. So but it's a great thing to see right now because a lot of the books that we wrote out on a lot of these guys in our young core are definitely pretty much done away with now. Killian is flourishing on the bench. He is definitely flourishing on the bench. A lot of us feel like he should have started there in his career, but he's flourishing on the bench, man, doing other things. And like I said, here and there, we'll see those spotty times where he attacks the basket. Shooting still has to improve over the summer, but like I said, last summer was the work on the body summer. Killian came in, he was a little slender, worked on his body, worked with John Beeline last summer. This summer, it's already hints out there from Ashton, the trainer, that he said he would love to work with Killian Hayes. I think Killian stays here in the U.S. this summer and probably works out with Cade Cunningham. I truly do believe that's going to happen because the fan base is already highlighting it and tagging Ashton and trying to get that thing going. I think it's going to actually probably happen, and that's just going to help him out even more as far as learning how to attack the basket, things like that. Diallo's definitely been very, very fun to watch. I don't know if he ever gets the jump shot simply because of the way he has that hitch in his jump shot. He shoots more on the way down. I don't know if he fixes that. I'm not going to say he can't. Anything is possible. I've seen some crazy things happen in this league with some players, man, where they improve some things. So I hope so, because that is the only thing that he needs. He can attack the basket, obviously. Athleticism is stupid. Defense is crazy. Only thing he needs, shoot the basketball. But Cade Cunningham, like I said, if Killian can get with Cade Cunningham, man, and Ashton, the trainer, and work on that this summer, man, you'll be in a good spot. You'll be in a really good spot next season because he'll be able to work himself into a more prominent role. And, whether they keep him on a bench or not is really not a problem to keep him on a bench. I don't know why some people make it seem like that's a bad thing. It's not. But even if he makes it back into the starting lineup or not, you bring him in certain situations where you need a ball handler to come in and get the offense flowing, things like that. You can use him in many different ways. You just have to have that guy on your team. So, but with these three, out there playing like they are, it's going to make other guys play better. Even though you're not getting some super explosive numbers from Isaiah Stewart, it helps. It definitely helps him on the offensive end because he's able to move around, with guys knocking down shots. He got a little bit more room to maneuver, man, and go for those offensive rebounds and do his thing down there. So it's helping everybody out so far. Obviously, we still probably most likely get a big man in this draft or in free agency, probably both, to be honest. So we'll see how the chips fall with this roster. Obviously, guys like Magruder, Corey Joseph, they're not going to be around here in the future. So, we'll see who moves where. We still got time to watch Isaiah Livers, see if he can get something going this season. But, as far as these three go, I think they definitely can coexist. And I think we have something that can be pretty special for the Detroit Pistons, man. I really do, because Cade Cunningham is not a selfish player. He's only going to make guys around him better. And Sadiq Bey as well. So, a lot of people put this ceiling on Sadiq Bey that I absolutely disagree with. I think Sadiq Bey can be really, really good, man. Really, really, really good. I think he can definitely be a star in this league, man. Not a superstar. A star. Some people they don't know the difference between the two. I think he can be a star in this league, man. I'm not sure if any of these guys turn to be a superstar on this team. Cade, possibly. definitely got to still get some things together. As far as his game, he's only a rookie right now. I'm not going to put that much pressure on him, but definitely going to be a star in this league. So the Pistons having stars in this league is what helps them win. You know what I'm saying? That this is how we had success. We didn't have superstars with the go to work Pistons, but we had some stars. Ben Wallace was a defensive star. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference between the two titles, and I think Sadiq Bey can definitely be that. So Jeremy Grant still has room to improve, which is actually crazy. Still has room to improve, man. And who says he won't? So, you know, like I said, man, you got to look at this thing and say to yourself, do we really have somewhat of a big three? That is the big question, man, because we're only going to add more to this team. We're only going to go and get another player in this draft, whether we in the top 3 or top 5. I don't think you can go anywhere from 1 to 6. I think the Pistons still in a good spot to get somebody really talented to come and help what they need, to be honest. Of course, we want to be in the top 3 in a perfect world, fine. But hey, we get 5 or 6. You still got some guys out there that can definitely help this team. So, you know, good spot to be in for the Detroit Pistons, where you have, you know, some guys on the roster that's waiting to get the opportunity. But you go into this draft and you have some money to spend over this summer, man, to add what you need to this team. Don't have to you can take your time. You don't have to rush this thing. Yeah, you hear Troy Weaver say that all the time. So do the Detroit Pistons have a big three? Do you think they do? Leave it in the comments, man. I'm looking forward to it because I want to hear what the fan base has to say about it and what they think about this situation. Do you think the Detroit Pistons have a big three? That's the question. Leave it in the comments. It's your boy. I'm out. Peace.